welcome back, everybody. We are back to do a Week 14 recap. I'm sure the recap is going to be short this week because we got four, including me, four losers coming off of Week 14. None of our teams won this week. Wasn't even a whole lot of fight out of some of the four teams here. So we'll get into that. We'll get into our internal competition. We'll get into our picks. Our picks were horrible. There's a lot of blue, which is bad on my highlighted sheet here. Nobody picked any of the internal competition pieces right last week, and the only game of the three games that was picked right last week was Paul and Randy did choose the Chargers to beat the Eagles. Greg wanted to choose the Chargers to beat the Eagles, but officially went with his heart, as he stated, and would not pick against his Eagles.
Nope.
We'll run through the games here real quick. On Thursday night, we had the Lions beating the Cowboys 44-30. On Sunday, we had the Minnesota Vikings demolishing the Washington Redskin Commanders 31-0. I can't wait to get into a couple things from that one. And on Monday night, we had our closest game of the week. We had the Chargers squeaking one out in overtime, 22-19 over the Philadelphia Eagles. In our internal competition, we had turnovers plus or minus. It wasn't a good week for anybody in that one. I mean, the Eagles gave up 5 turnovers. We're all making fun of them. And I looked this morning at this competition, and the Eagles won the plus minus category of the three teams here. I'm like, make it make sense. Like, for 24 hours in Discord, we're making fun of turnover prone Eagles, and here we are. The Eagles are getting the point in the competition this week. In the sack single player, we also have a point going to the Eagles. Hunt getting 2.5 big sacks in that game against a somewhat immobile, but somewhat also very mobile
that was insane.
quarterback over there. That was insane. And most receptions, we had a huge upset in this one. Florney of the Cowboys with 9 catches in a big game after CD went down or out there. So for the week, we had Philly get 2 points. We had Dallas get 1 point for the year. That gives Randy and the Cowboys 17, Eagles and Greg at 12, Paul and the Redskin Commanders at 8, and the Giants at 9. So a couple weeks left, but Randy, you just got to hold Greg off a little bit more, and you ought to win this thing, hopefully, this year. We'll see how it goes. Nobody deserves it, but Randy, you were at least one of the 2 people who got one thing right on my sheet here from last week. Why don't you lead us off and tell us about your Cowboys from this week?
Let's start off, Greg. I assumed your phone would have been dead today. Very surprised it's going. I thought you'd be too scared to plug it into a charger. But no, I mean, again, talk about Dallas game. That was a lot closer than that score showed.
It wasn't.
Not going to talk about the calls. I'm not going to even get into it because, again, it's here or there. I mean, one turnover at the beginning of the first half that Detroit gets a touchdown off of. Right there's your 14 points. I mean, it was a very close game. Both teams played very well. Detroit had a better game scheme, played better. I don't disagree at all. I'm not taking anything away from them. They played a very good game, better game than we did. But I can't be ashamed of the play. It was a good game. There was quite a few turnovers Dallas had, quite a few mistakes, quite a few penalties, a couple of calls that could have gone different ways very easily. That would have changed that game. There's nothing I would say. Detroit played a good game. They played a cleaner game and they won. I still think Dallas could beat them at next week just as easily as they beat us. As far as the Commanders game, I didn't watch it. Really glad I didn't. Really boring. Of course, I started McLaurin. I started Ertz. I started Debo. They're horrible. What in the world is going on? That is so hard to watch. I don't know. Again, thank God it didn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't watch after the first quarter.
Well, thank God I didn't need to win in any of my fantasy leagues because everybody died. Daniel Jones died. Devon Achane died in the first half.
I started Jaden Daniels this week, guys. Yep. Start of the week. 2 points.
There you go. Yeah, well, I started Patrick Mahomes in a quarterback league. He got me -5.
Yeah, your guy Hurts didn't do too good for me.
Mm-mm.
Well, let's not focus on that. Let's focus a little bit more on the other things that Randy was talking about.
So now we're going to jump into the Eagles game, which is my highlight of the week. Again, I'm down here in Atlanta, but I did take a short flight back to Philly last night to open up those drains and drink that sweet, sweet nectar. Anyway, no, I mean, again, you guys went down and played a one-handed quarterback and still got your butts beat. I mean, again, we're going to talk about the 4 interceptions, still one-handed. He had one hand. You guys, Hurts has 4 interceptions. It wasn't doubling his yearly total. It was doubling his yearly total in one game. It was, I mean, again, if he would have doubled, he would have got 2. He got 4 in one game. He's now basically middle of the pack for interceptions for the year.
He got 2 turnovers on one play.
Again, never
in
not
the history
since
books,
1976 has that ever happened. 2 turnovers in one play, the same person. It was unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Again, I want to ask you, like all the stuff I've been talking about for months now, and I was the only person saying it, that 2023 is playing all over again. I heard you say it last week, but it's got to feel real. Like, again, I'm looking at Oakland, and you guys should dominate Oakland, but there's got to be something in the back of your throat right now that's like, Geno Smith is going to come around. I don't know. It's hard for me to watch. It must be devastating for you.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a game we needed. You could definitely tell that there were a lot of changes in the play calling, changes in there was a lot more pre-snap movement. There were we threw it over the middle, and that's where 3 of his interceptions came from. It is clear that Jalen Hurts is not comfortable under center. It is clear that Jalen Hurts is not comfortable throwing the ball over the middle of the field on middle to longer routes. It is clear that Jalen Hurts does not want to run the ball. It is clear.
He likes to run the ball. There's one play he really enjoys is getting his tush push. He just loves getting his tush push.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is his play.
That was our successful play is we did a fake tush push. And that was the successful play of the game. It was tough because San Diego, the Chargers are fighting for a spot in the playoffs too. They needed this game just as bad as we did, if not worse. So I knew it was going to be a tough game. And offensively, the last 6 weeks, we haven't played great at all. So, we're hearing that Nick's going to have more control, more say into the offense, this, that, the other. We're going to design some things. But hey, you know what? What is the most important thing is since AJ started talking up, he did get his 100 yards. So that's the most important thing. He's happy. But do you know that over the last 4 games he's gotten 100 yards? We've lost all of those games. So with that said, I say we take it back, we put it in reverse, and we redesign things a little bit. It definitely is shining a light on Hurts very brightly. He struggled last night, and there's no other way to say that. Does McKee need to come in? No, Tanner McKee is a 6th-round draft pick that would give you inefficiencies in other areas.
Hurts, I heard Rivers is out there right now looking for a job.
He actually just signed to the practice squad. So Hurts needs to get over his inefficiencies, and we need to design plays around his strengths. We need him to be able to run the ball and be that dual threat that he was last year, the year before that. He just doesn't want to get injured, which is fine. So the way that I'm looking at it is there's 2 different types of mentality as quarterbacks. Justin Herbert is going to do whatever it takes injury-wise. He does not care. He's going to throw his life on the line and play one-handed and still run the ball to get the yards needed for his team to win.
He ran like 14 times. Like it was something stupid.
Insane. I was waiting for Nakobe Dean to literally just decapitate him or just start swatting at his hands. And
He was.
that
And I
didn't
thought
happen.
he was so blatant with it that the announcers were even like,
Well,
you
I
can
did
get
hear
a
the
penalty.
announcers say that.
You can
Yeah.
get a penalty for that if you're literally not trying to knock the ball and you're literally punching the guy.
Yeah. So it was frustrating. There's a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of call plays that still were shaky. Missed field goals. I mean, we had 5 turnovers and we still almost won the game. 5. Turned the ball over 5 times. And I think 3 of the times we were down in their red zone. So like, there's just a lot to look at. There's a lot of tape and there's a lot of accountability. Should Patullo be fired? No, I'm off the Patullo train. I don't like him. But I'm sure he's a nice guy, but it's not all his fault. I mean, we've had line issues like Barkley's being hit 3 yards back in the backfield. You look at Cam Jurgens, you look at Landon Dickerson, who got injured again last night. Jordan Mailata at left guard or left tackle is not playing great.
No, he's been looking.
He's rated the best left tackle in the league, and this year he's having a horrible year. So, like, I think we just got to get back to our roots and running the ball. And, Lane Johnson, I don't know when he's coming back.
Last night was not a good example, but at least one, probably at least 2 games this year, you definitely lost because of Patullo.
Agreed. I agree with that 100%. And I think he is doing better. Like, it is 100% obvious that we cannot have Nick Sirianni as a head coach and an inexperienced offensive coordinator at the same time. It just doesn't work. In the last, I mean, you look at it over the last 4 years, that's how it is. Nick Sirianni is an offensive guy, but can't call plays. So, like, we're
a couple weeks away from Nick Sirianni not calling any more plays if you guys start winning some games. Did you hear me chanting last night?
I heard them chanting, but here's my thing. I don't think they're going to. Oh, you. I don't think.
Yeah, last week you said you could hear me over your shoulder saying, "Here come the fire Sirianni chants."
And I did hear some of those chants. I have heard some of them, but I think people are realizing that it's like Jalen needs to play better. And we don't have the same offensive line that we had last year for many reasons, personnel and injuries. It's a different team. We have zero identity. Our identity right now is to get AJ 100 yards and shut him up. That's our identity. And that's where, in my opinion, we started going wrong. As soon as we catered to that, and now Smitty, I think Smitty last night had 3 catches, for 20 yards.
Something. And he didn't say a word.
And he didn't say a word. So, I have a lot of thoughts here. So much going through my mind. Obviously, the defense played pretty well. We are still missing
played
tackles.
Really well. How many turnovers did they? How many turnovers did they force?
I think we forced 3 turnovers.
Three. If you ended up at -2.
Yeah.
Yep. So the defense played well, but
they had a ton of sacks.
They had a decent amount of sacks. I think we had 7 sacks. So if you tell me yesterday morning you have 7 sacks and 3 turnovers, I tell you we win by 14. But you got to look at the other end of the spectrum here. So
that's why I said the last 2 weeks you got to see what AJ Brown did, and you tell me if that ends up being a W or not. And every time that he should have had 200 yards, and I don't know how. He should have the strongest fingers in the entire NFL. With how often he is on Twitter and on social media, he is working those finger muscles all day long, unbelievably. And he's a huge wide receiver. Like when I look at him, he looks really big to me.
He
just can't.
Big.
I think he's lost the step a little bit, and I know he doesn't want to hear it, and he'll tell you he didn't. But the AJ that is giving up on routes and dropping balls is not the same AJ that played last year. And it is what it is. People get older, people lose a step, but that kind of goes into the creativity. If Jalen's not doing things that are out of his comfort zone, like running the ball, that basically changes everything up from what I've been hearing. And the frustration from the team is he's changing the plays. He's calling audibles at the line. And what is being called is actually not what's being played most of the time, if half the time. So that's where some of the frustration is. And, we have the Raiders coming in, and we'll talk about the Raiders the second half. We're almost 12-point favorites, which I think is a joke. And
Raiders are awful.
I know they're awful, but it's like
I know a team worse.
Yeah, we play them.
We'll get
twice.
to you in a minute.
We play you guys twice left.
Guaranteed wins.
This year.
Guaranteed wins. You cannot mess that up.
You can't say that against Washington. Like Washington could beat us twice. And we'll talk about the second half, but like the game itself just is really frustrating. I didn't sleep last night, so I'm cranky. So I apologize.
You're forgiven.
Yeah, thank you. And it's just tough. You look at Dallas. They have so much to play for. They're trying to get that spot. They're the team of destiny. I don't know how serious Lamb's injury is. I don't wish
concussion. He's supposed to be back.
Okay, I don't wish an injury on anybody, especially what happened over the weekend with our famous quarterback that we choose not to talk about, playing on a broken leg and then tearing his Achilles.
That's crazy.
It sucks. You don't like to see injuries. I did not see any of the Washington game. So I really can't comment on that, Paul. But what the hell? I thought Minnesota was a joke this year. I thought JJ was a joke this year.
I actually started Minnesota.
You beat me to it.
I think
actually
when I was looking at it, what was that stat that I had? I don't know if I deleted it or not. Sorry, I'm looking on the phone.
I have it up here if you want it, Paul. I got it ready for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
Give me a second.
You were making fun of the quarterback rating, the passer rating, saying that 39.6 if you spike the ball every time. You were given two quarterbacks on the Minnesota Vikings a hard time for not meeting that threshold. Well, this week we had two quarterbacks for the Washington Redskin Commanders also not meet that threshold for being able to play quarterback as well as someone who spiked the ball every time they threw it. You had Jaden Daniels at 35.0, Mariota just above him at 35.4. Quarterback ratings were 11.1 and 0 between those two guys. Oh, man, what happened out there? You were on cloud 9 last week about how much Minnesota sucked and your team was fighting and you were staying up late for games, and now we're back to bailing out after the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm in what am I? What mode? I'm in week 9 of our fallen soldier, where kind of on the cliff a little bit. I love my team, but kind of on the cliff a bit. Did anyone look at Jalen Hurts' stats for last night for that
Not
too?
good.
I know he had.
Neither was Patrick Mahomes either. I'm just saying, even great quarterbacks have bad weeks.
Hey, I completely
but
agree,
there's been 6 bad weeks.
I think Jalen Hurts was lower than the 39.6 also.
It could have been. Honestly, I really think it could have been.
I can tell you who wasn't lower than that. Dakota Prescott was not that low.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Hurts was under that number. Good work, Paul.
Yeah. It was 34,
31.2. 31.2
very
for
far.
Hurts.
Woo!
Yeah. He crushed you in quarterback rating, though, whole 27.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the one that counts.
Yeah, so, I mean...
That's the one that counts here.
Yeah, we by far had the biggest loss, and it was but it's not the worst loss. Everybody had the worst, everybody's loss was so much worse than ours because it actually had meaning. Ours didn't. Ours doesn't mean anything. And now we're going to be fighting for the number 1 pick of the next week. If we lose to the Giants, we'll actually, I think, be in the driver's seat for that. I am not hoping that we tank or anything. Nobody's going to tank.
I had no idea that you were that far down.
I guess I picture Oakland
3 wins.
Yeah.
What does Oakland have?
Sure.
I guess I thought Oakland
Giants have 2 wins.
Yeah, there's so either way, I think somehow they have the tiebreaker. Somebody was called. Doesn't matter. I would love to have the number 1 pick to get Reuben Bain out of Miami. After that, I don't know who I would take unless we can trade for a established player for a high pick where somebody wants to be an idiot and take one of these quarterbacks. It's going to be terrible this year. But, as far as this game, JJ McCarthy, we made him look pretty good though. That's for sure. After the first drive, I was like, oh, all right, so we have no defense. And then we drove all the way down the field and went for it on like 4th down and missed it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give it one more drive. And it just went downhill from there. But we need to get Jaden Daniels completely out of there for the rest of the year. He should not play again the rest of the year. He doesn't know. No. He doesn't know how to protect himself. He might as well just go up north a couple hours and play for the frickin' Giants. He has no idea how to protect himself. Everything he does, he's always leaning forward instead of getting down. Always leaning forward, not necessarily with his head, but with his body moving forward, and it's going to kill him. There's a lot of theories about what the issue was this year. There's a lot of, none of them are excuses. It's just like how it went so bad so quick. It's one of them is blaming Cliff Kingsbury now. Greg, Sweet. you talked about putting out like a vanilla offense and all that. Whatever is more vanilla than vanilla. I don't know. Maybe what I have no idea. Maybe country vanilla. There you go. Puddin. We're putting puddin out there because it's I don't know. Randy said it, but I'm not going to make fun of Randy because I like Randy.
Yeah, you're welcome. Me too.
Pudding?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, whatever it is, like Randy. It's not even like good. Like whatever it is not good. So it can't be pudding because pudding is awesome, right, Randy?
That's absolutely true.
Okay. So it's just awful that like everybody knows everything that we're going to be doing. Like, I mean, the 2-point conversion that we had against the Broncos to try and win, our linemen were standing there still and the defense was already behind him 1 second after the hike. Like, I mean, everyone knew it was coming. So I don't know what it is, but there's nothing that Dan Quinn could do about it. He's a defensive mind. He don't have a clue what he's going to do. I mean, we need like Coach Klein from the Waterboy out there to like be calling these plays up on like the little clipboard or something, because it's not going to work. And there's nothing that's going to work the rest of the year. I do want to see some of these players that we do have, like Debo. I want him to get comfortable with playing. Hopefully he stays somehow. But I'm pretty sure we just put Ertz into retirement. Von Miller got a sack, which I was pretty happy about and surprised about. Kind of forgot that name for 3-4 weeks. Bobby Wagner looks like he's absolutely ageless, so I'd like to have him come back. But it's 100% about looking forward to next year. At this point, if we were having a different season, I'd be looking forward to the rest of our schedule. But I am absolutely not. Well, I mean, I can. Doesn't matter. I think we're going to lose. This week too. We'll get into that, but no, I think the Eagles game was probably the most. I wouldn't say depressing, but it was definitely deflating. You really, first of all, you need to call your phone company and tell them you no longer need a text plan and that needs to be blocked. So you don't have to worry about, you could at least have some of your own sanity and choose if you want to, you make it a choice instead of having to have those messages there, which are completely unwarranted, absolutely unwarranted. It's like if I were like me, if I were coming at you, telling you all the things that you don't do right, which I have been doing, I have no right to say that, but I'm going to. I'm glad we talked about AJ already. There's not much else to it. I kind of been telling you the last couple of weeks, AJ does good, you do bad. That's what's going to happen. It's not that hard. AJ does good, you do bad.
I am curious to ask the group this. Like, I go back and I look at the tape, and the one thing that is really glaring to me, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why we did this. Why is it that we have 1st and 10 on the 17 in overtime? We have like 2 minutes to go, something like that. Why don't we try to run the ball on 1st down? Why are we running a rollout to the right and trying to force a pass to Jahan Dotson?
Sure. I hear you. I would say the one caveat answer is it's obvious to say that now. If they would have gone 2 runs and out and then tried to do a pass for 3 and out, you would have been like, why did we do?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
It's a catch-20. It's so tough because, again, every team's like, why do we run the ball so much or why do we pass so much? But it's the very thing that makes the run good is your pass. The very thing that opens the run is the pass. Again, I don't know. I have to assume that offensive coordinators and coaches are smarter than we are sitting here.
True. I agree with that.
Pudding, okay? And that they're playing analytics or whatever they're playing that says we should be mixing in passes at this particular time, it is so easy to pick it apart the next day, the next week, whatever, for weeks. But I don't know, like, you know, even all year long when we were last year when we were saying all you can do is run the ball. Well, that's very true, but you did it very well because you had an effective pass. And I don't know. I hear you. I heard that over and over again on TikTok this morning as I'm scrolling through. Why did they pass in this situation?
I don't want to downplay. I don't want to downplay the play that cornerback made. Unbelievable dive to touch the ball to tip it up. Unbelievable. And I guess my question is, you do that on second down. You can do that on third down. We were going for the win.
No, you don't do that at all. I have a much different answer, and in direct contradiction to Randy, it's a simple answer. It's because Patullo sucks. You why are you getting?
But he's not making Jalen throw that ball
to your third. Well, that's the call. That was the call. I mean, he was the first read, right?
I don't know that.
Or did Jalen make that call himself up at the line?
Yeah, that's what we don't know, and we'll never know because those guys will not.
I can't imagine
about anything.
Whoever is doing that, like you got Cadillacs, to use one of Randy's words, in your offense, and someone, whether it was Hurts or Patullo or whoever thought that was a good idea,
wanted to go with the Dotson.
Dotson was the guy you were going to go to in crunch time when overtime inside the red zone. Somebody screwed that up.
Listen, I don't want to throw out conspiracy theories. However, did you see the over-under was 41.5? What happens if we kick a field goal or score a touchdown there?
Speaking of conspiracy theories, that Oakland field goal.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that next, Randy. Thank you for setting that up.
Can I finish my segment, though? Do I get a segment? I still get mine? I understand I didn't really want to have one, but now I do. I was on a run. I do think that Jaden Daniels now does have the yips. I'm calling it right now. He absolutely has the yips, and he needs to be sitting down. Yeah, and he needs to be in the offseason with his full team, including Terry McLaurin. I mean, I would punch Terry McLaurin in the face right now and say, you didn't help this season at all. And you got your money. But yeah, now I'm done. But it was terrible. Actually, no, I'm not done. That Cowboys game was terrible too. No.
Oh, it wasn't.
No. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Of course. But I was on more pins and needles last night than anything.
No,
sure. I was absolutely excited to watch that because you know what else was on? Nothing. So yeah, I was excited for it. You competed against nothing. And shoot, this is how, and the Eagles, we had this, last night was 49 days in a row of football. 49 days in a row.
It's only going to get longer, brother.
Yes.
All right. So let's go back to the conspiracy theory. So if we score there, we hit the over. Food for thought. Maybe the league wanted us to lose, but they're going to give us the next 2 out of 3 for us to win, or 3 out of 4 for us to win. So we make
the script.
Okay, so let's go back to the script.
Supposedly, you have a 91% chance to make the playoffs. And the funny thing was that the people on ESPN that threw that out, they were like, you do understand that means they have a 9% chance to lose it, right?
Yeah, true story. So, Randy, what are your thoughts on the other conspiracy theory with Oakland? Not only once this year, but twice this year. You talk about the one, and then I'm going to go back 2 weeks, and I'm going to refresh everyone's memory.
I don't remember the other one. I saw an article pop up on my phone that was Pete Carroll trying to explain why they went for it. I never read it. I've been busy today, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist to begin with. Do I think that it's so tough? Because do I think that I don't know. I guess I would say to bar it down, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there is a lot of weird things going on with games and calls. I don't know if you know, but
like the Browns taking Shador out, like the Browns took Shador out on the 2-point conversion after he played. I mean, it's short, but it's still obviously the best game of his life.
By the way, that guy is going to lose his job, and Dion will be the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Saying it right now.
Do you know that 3 of the referees at a Dallas game were downgraded somehow in their rankings. I don't know what exactly it means, but downgraded because of 3 calls or 2 or 3 calls of that game that I didn't even watch the end of it because I felt like they were. I don't think I watched it past the half. It just felt like it was going the wrong way. But apparently, some of those. Go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead.
I just reading it. Again, the stuff that happened at the end of the game was very questionable.
So since you so eloquently talked about the Raiders game and didn't really finish, I will finish for you.
Thank you for translating.
The Broncos were 7.5-point favorites. They were up by
10.
10. The game was over. The Raiders get the ball and they throw over the middle. Guy catches it for whatever reason. The one Bronco, it's counting down. The one Bronco just hovers over him. Ref throws the flag. Defensive stalling or whatever they call it, delay a game, 5-yard penalty.
Defensive delay a game.
3 seconds left in the game, Mike. Pete Carroll brings his field goal unit out, kicks the field goal as time expires, covers the spread. So we go back 3 weeks earlier when Cleveland is in Las Vegas, and it is, I believe, the over-under, and it is I think right there at the marker underneath by 1. Cleveland gets the ball, drives down, and on 4th and 4 on on the Raiders 18 or 19-yard line, 29-yard line, they decided that instead of kicking the field goal to hit the over, they're going to punt the ball for a 19-yard punt. So there is a lot of
I didn't know that one.
Theories that are going around with Pete Carroll and the Raiders, especially living in Las Vegas now.
So what is that? What are they going to get out of it after? So what?
I don't know.
What would the theory be like going forward now, like this week, let's say, for whoever may play them?
So it was interesting. I didn't realize, and
Pete Carroll's betting on.
I didn't realize what was going on here, but apparently there are sites, Mike, you can confirm or deny this. There are sites, and Wampler actually, shout out to Wampler, sent me a link that shows me where the money's coming in, how much the public is betting on what side, and where it is. So he sent me a link yesterday.
And that's all public information. So, you should be able to see that pretty quick. Somewhere.
87%. 87% of the money came in on the Eagles last night, and 90% of the public was on the over.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. It's crazy.
I do remember
the reason why they say fade the public.
There was something I read. I don't know if it was last year or whatever, but if you see a team that is, the favorite or whatever by 3 or 4 points, and that number is going down, always bet against it. So if a lot of people are betting on the Cowboys, for instance, and their spread, they're favored by 3 and it's going up to 3.5, 4, always bet against it. Statistically, it's a good bet. So statistically, when there's a lot of people betting on one team, you want to bet the other way. I don't know.
Yeah, the script is going to be made for the other one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I apologize. It wasn't 90%. It was 88% were on the over and the under hit.
That's still a big number. That's a very good night for Vegas.
Yes.
So I have to say, Thursday night, I went to bed thinking that Cowboys' playoff chances had been crushed. However, this morning I woke up. You're still just a game and a half ahead, and you're playing Buffalo.
You have
it ain't that far away. It ain't that far away. 9%'s not 0. Just ask the guys from ESPN.
We do play
They're
Buffalo.
Playing Buffalo. They're playing the Raiders.
Playing the Raiders
and I know you're
Commanders.
playing the Raiders this week, but you're playing Buffalo too.
Yeah.
All I need you to do is
schedule's pretty.
All I
easy
need you to do
4 weeks.
is tie Washington once. Come on, Daniels.
Good luck. Okay.
No, God, he's not going to.
That's dumb shit.
We couldn't do that.
I got
right.
two.
Trust me.
I got two last quick things before we get out of here for halftime, and they're the same two things that have been in my mailbag for weeks at the end here.
Tush push?
We didn't talk about the tush push.
Nice.
Because they didn't do it, did they?
No.
Well, they faked one.
They ran that thing to Saquon on a 50-some yard touchdown instead. And I still go back to, man, they're not going to use it as much anymore, it seems like, for whatever reason, whether it's Hurts not wanting to do it or them getting tired of the public giving them hell about it or the line not being good enough. I think we're starting to see it fade.
The line's not good enough. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also last time he actually tried it, people, again, we talked about it, weren't going for,
after the ball.
Yes. And you're going to get him hurt. Like people were just slapping and punching to try and get that ball out. So you don't need somebody just openly slapping and punching your quarterback. It's just dumb. And let me guess,
unless you're the Chargers.
Who got the jersey this week? Did Mingo get the jersey or the punter?
Mingo had a
Mingo got to wear the jersey, and they threw him the ball one time. He did not catch it.
Okay, Mingo.
But he made the box score with one target. It's about the most exciting thing that's happened to Mingo in 2 years.
They're definitely getting that flywheel started.
I don't know if ever, but he's out there. He's running around on the field now.
It takes time to get a big flywheel moving, but once it's moving, you can't stop. And that's just it. Mingo's just getting rolling.
We were at Cadillac a couple weeks ago. That's a
huge
the old
Cadillacs have flywheels.
All right, let's get to halftime. We'll be back here shortly. Start looking forward to Week 15.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Back here with the crew to start the second half. We're going to start looking forward to Week 15. We got 3 matchups this week. We got one divisional matchup with the Washington Redskins Commanders plus 2.5 going up to New Jersey to play the Giants. We got the Eagles favored by a big number, 11.5 at home against the piss-poor Las Vegas Raiders. And then we got Dallas favored by a healthy number by 6.5 over those mighty Vikings that just wrecked another NFC East team. So, Randy, you'll have to see if you can expose them back to a bottom feeder or if Minnesota's turning something around here, if they can be competitive against you guys. Those are our 3 games of the week.
We got this.
Let's spin these wheels and get 3 categories for our internal competition, of which Randy is crushing the field right now.
Oh my gosh, is it going to get to any? Oh, it's not going to get to single player. It almost did.
No, it wasn't anywhere close.
Longest touchdown team total is going to be our first. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if it's team total or single player. But
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. Oh, that we actually have some suspension here.
Yeah, there's your suspense, Paul. Receiving yards, any single player. Can we get Florney again? Flowerny? How do you pronounce that?
No, that was receiving. That wasn't. Stop it. That wasn't receiving yards. That was receiving receptions. Interceptions.
Awesome. We're definitely going to throw the most. I win.
You're playing the Giants. Come on.
Well, Paul, you finished up the first half. Why don't you go ahead and lead us off?
Watch how good we make the Giants look all of a sudden. Unfortunately, I'll just get it out of the way. No, I don't think we're going to beat the Giants. I think we will beat ourselves. I just hope
you
that
get a lot. Just for
I hope we just don't get players hurt so they can't start the next season. How about that? Like I'm in conserving for training camp at this point. I don't want to see Jaden Daniels out there. But the one thing I will say, I didn't mention it last week. Jesus, no, those the turf has been given those out like candy this season. It's been ridiculous. But I will say, I kind of mentioned a little bit before. I'm not going to use the B word yet, but I think Abdul Carter is not going to amount to what he was supposed to be on the Giants.
Close.
I'm going to say it right now, and I ode to that crack house rapist, woman beating Lawrence Taylor that I love.
Wow.
Go Tar Heels. And thank you for him telling him exactly where he could stick it when he asked for the number. How dare you? Oh my gosh. He's a
Just think about that. 4 months ago, that kid came down from Happy Valley and said, I want to wear your jersey. To the greatest defensive lineman minus Reggie White that's ever played the game.
So yeah, greatest of all time.
Minus Reggie White.
My segment. Greatest of all time. I think it's going to show. I think Scatterboo is going to come back and he's going to give us the 3 weeks or whatever it is next year. Jackson Dart looks, he looks good. Yeah. Neighbors is going to come back and be good until, he drops the last ball after his 19th catch. He'll drop the 20th one for the game. But, I think Abdul Carter I think they missed. I think they missed on him. And not just because he's just weird. Like he just does dumb stuff. But I think they missed on him. Fortunately for them, that's not going to matter this week because they're still going to come away with a W. I don't see how we win that game. I have no idea who's going to be playing for us in that game. I tell you one thing, I would love to have some of these quarterbacks that are being thrown around. I'll take Flacco to throw it around a little bit. Shoot, Phillip Rivers, just somebody to throw it. I want to see what it looks like when somebody throws the ball a bunch and like stays on the field. I would love that. But we have a very leaky defense. And the offensive line looks like a sieve as well. So, it's not safe for anybody on the team out there, unfortunately. Just
look what one calendar year has done to you. You were high on the horse.
One calendar week. One calendar year. How about one calendar week? He was on a high horse last week.
I was, because I was like, oh man, we're not gonna be the bottom dweller. But then obviously reality set in and we are. So I'm not playing for the team is not playing for a draft pick, but now I am.
There it is.
The fattest guy you can find on the offense, or like the meanest, grossest guy on defense. Like, I mean, if we get the number 1 pick, I want Ruben Bain already. But no, I think this week could, either one. I think it's just going to be a bad game to watch. Like nobody watches. What do we mention? The Browns and the Raiders a couple of weeks ago. This is going to look like that. Nobody's going to tune into this crap.
I have to.
But who is it? You, Greg, that are playing the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yep.
I am interested. I think you're going to win that game, but I am interested just, on the side of conspiracy theories. I want to see if anything coincidental or awkward happens, like something stupid that just didn't make a whole lot of sense. And I swear to God, if we find out that play from Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl, where it should have been Marshawn Lynch rushing and Stephon Gilmore intercepted, I swear to God, if that was tainted, he's dead. I will kill him. And you'll know where to find me because I just freaking said it. I swear to God, I'm just so pissed if this has been his, because I mean, was it ironic that he took the Seattle job when he did out of USC? I don't think so. The NCAA was about this close to being like, you have to go forever. So he was about to get kicked
Kelly over again.
It's not like he's never taken the money before. So I don't know. Maybe he's going to be the big NFL scandal. We'll see. I think who you got there? Who you got? Randy?
Dallas and Minnesota.
Do you know who you play?
Dallas, Minnesota. Yeah. JJ McCarthy. And dude, I'm having a hard time keeping a straight face because your face is frozen on my screen. You look like about a 15-year-older Joe Biden right now, the way you're looking. So I'm really struggling.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm
So
glad you said that. Phillip Rivers is going to be the Joe Biden of quarterbacks this week. If he goes out there and just seizes the hell up and just doesn't know what to do. No idea why somebody is giving them this football, what he's supposed to do with it, or why there's 700 pounds of human on top of him. But no, I think you're going to win that game. The Vikings are not that good. Props to Justin Jefferson, though. Have you heard the stuff that comes out of his mouth? Like, could you not be? He's as good and so much better than A.J. Brown. But when you give him the mic,
complete opposite.
He says, yes. It was like, you got, what is it, got 2 catches? I think we held them to 2 catches for like 11 yards or something like that. And they won, or maybe it was the week before when they lost. And he was like, I'd rather get the ball than lose than not get the ball and lose, which was amazing to say. I love that from him. He hasn't said one single thing. He hasn't badmouthed any little inch of the team, inside or out. I don't know why. He looks exactly like he could be the biggest diva on the face of the earth if you look at him. And he came from LSU with all the other ones like OBJ and Jamar Chase. So, I mean, it's in his blood to be that guy. But I give him mad props.
Jamar Chase is a diva?
Sure.
No, I don't think so.
What do you? I didn't know Jamar Chase was a diva. Joe.
I mean, he pretty much told the Bengals, like, he's already sat out too. I mean, he's sat out in the preseason as well. Pretty much said, and you know, him and Justin Jefferson joked about, you know, who was going to get more because they were teammates or whatever. But Justin Jefferson never, ever wavered once about not being on the field for even a second. Jamar Chase would still be sitting here, would be an optional member on this podcast today if they hadn't given him the money. So I think there's a big difference there.
You got competition picks for us?
Pick shit, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I'm gonna work on getting him back on track right now.
All right, what we got? Hit me up. Give me a good one.
Longest touchdown. Most receiving yards.
Longest touchdown. God, is it going to be on a pick six from us? No, it's not going to be scary, Terry. Somebody's got to get him the ball. That's not going to happen, and he doesn't play defense, so he's not going to get a pick six. I would say. I'm not gonna. I'll take CD. I'll take CD for a comeback here because I need CD actually to get one in one of my fantasy leagues. So he needs to come back, and I need that because it kind of put a little bit of fear in me that it was going to be some trouble not having them this week.
Can I interest you in doubling up on CD Lamb with reception yards?
Ooh, that's a pretty good one. No, you cannot because that's going to be George Pickens, the leading receiver in the conference.
Okay. And last one, interceptions team total.
Interceptions team total. Gosh. I really should say the Giants right here. I really should say the Giants. I'm not doing a sweep for the Cowboys. That's for damn sure. But no, it's probably be the Eagles. You're playing the Raiders again. Geno Smith has had quite a few of those games this year where he had three or more. Who's he playing then?
Kenny Pickett.
Oh,
the
sure.
revenge game.
Tiny hands. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah. You can pick him off a couple of times. I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to do that. Yeah, I think so. Otherwise, it might have been somebody on the Giants, and I'm not going to pick that.
All right, Greg, push him out of the way. Get in there.
All right. I'm going to take I think JJ McCarthy comes back to earth this week. And I think Dallas just absolutely destroys them. I'm going to take Dallas with interceptions. I'm going to go with my head this week and not my heart. Receiving yards.
Picking the Raiders?
I'm not going to pick the Raiders.
All right.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not there yet.
You said you're picking with your head, not your heart. Dallas, thought that's where we were going.
He picked Dallas for picks.
Dallas with interceptions. I'm going to take receiving yards. I want to say this is a Smitty game. I'm going to say Smitty with yards. Longest touchdown, I am going to go George Pickens. I'm going to take Dallas -6.5. I'm going to take Giants -2.5. That even hurt to even say.
Well, I thought you said Ginas, to be honest, is what I heard. I heard Ginas.
Ginas. And I think I am going to take the Raiders +11.5. I think the Eagles win, and I think it's a much closer game than it needs to be, but I think the Raiders cover.
I mean, it's, all of this, and it may be like a correct conspiracy, but it's also self-inflicted, because on Philly games, how much do the Philly fans in a big market like that bet? A lot. And who are they always betting on? The Eagles. They're kind of blindly loyal, like Apple users. They're blindly loyal. So that line could be 37.5, and they'll be like, go Birds, and bet the Birds. So,
go Birds.
I'm telling you, I think some of it makes the people that want to create a conspiracy theory, it's you put it on the platter for them. Your fans don't help.
No, it's true. All valid points.
And I hear they're all ignorant, according to somebody.
No, not true.
Get in there, somebody.
I don't want to say who that is. So anyway, I'm going to take for receiving yards. I'm actually going to take AJ. They are just force feeding him the ball. I don't think Oakland is that good of a defense, so we're going to take AJ. Also going to take the Eagles for sacks. Longest touchdown.
Sacks wasn't one of our categories.
I'm sorry, interceptions. I'm going to take CD for the longest touchdown.
I love that you each pick somebody from the other teams as your category picks this week.
Listen, I kind of like going first. And I noticed that if somebody picks a lot of picks right, you let them go first, unless there's some other reason to let them go first. So
conspiracy
I'm trying
theory.
to pick honestly, slightly. As far as Minnesota, I do think, unlike Paul, that JJ McCarthy is actually a pretty good quarterback.
Have you watched him this year?
I know he's had.
There's been some peaks and valleys for sure. A lot of valleys.
Mostly valleys.
Either way, I think Dallas wins. Dallas has been winning close games lately. I think Dallas wins by less than 7. Would be my prediction on that. Giants, Redskins. I do think that you have a better team than you think you do, Paul. I need you to have a better team than you think you do, because the Eagles aren't losing this week. So I need you to beat the Giants this week to prove that you have something to play for, that when you play the Eagles, that you actually play a game and don't just fall and put an egg up. So no, Redskins win.
This is pretty good logic. I like this.
I'm telling you right now, I need the Redskins to believe in themselves, and I'm feeling that they don't. I need a big win over the Giants, 7 to 10 points. Jalen Hurts is playing horrible. Geno Smith is playing worse. I'm taking them, just like Greg, not to cover the spread, but to win. Eagles are not blowing anyone out this year, but they're going to win the game. Those are my picks. I think I got them all.
It is going to be interesting to see the way I am going to be using that website, Action, whatever it is. I will be looking at that to see where the money is on the Eagles. And I guarantee you people are going to be taking the over 38.5. And I don't know why, but it's like blind leading the blind.
Dude, but like
go Birds -12 in the over. Like
both of those teams cannot score points out of all games.
No,
good golly, I hate the under, but I always used to bet the over when I bet. But that game of all games, you would not want to bet the over on. I'd rather take the Washington Commanders Giants over.
Yeah, I know Jackson Dart's going to sling it, show Washington what they're really working with. Sling that rock.
So who do the Bears got this week, Mike?
Randy,
The
I don't even
Browns.
know. I haven't looked ahead yet. Oh yeah, I did know that actually. Yeah, we play the Browns before we go back to the Packers again. So we got to get this win. We should get this win. That shouldn't be an issue.
Wish you luck. Wish you luck.
Yeah, I think you guys are pretty big favorites. Last I saw, I think it's like 7 or 7.5.
That sounds about right.
High.
The Browns are
at
least offensively.
Don't let Myles Garrett get the record on you. You don't want to be in that history book.
He might.
Hey,
you got another one this week. That happened.
Nobody is stopping Myles Garrett this year. That man's on a mission that is not going to be slowed by any team or any offensive line. Wish he was on all of our teams, I'm sure. So
absolutely. And I'll say it again, like with the emergence of Phillip Rivers, who I hear hasn't thrown a football in 1,800 days. That's not allowable. You can't allow that to happen. There's not a professional football league like where that should happen. You can't do that. There's no way he should be able to come in.
Just the practice team for now. Relax.
He has
he's a grandfather.
He has a son older than Riley Leonard, the guy that came in for Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
He's a grandfather too.
Yes. Like,
he's actually
that's
a grandfather.
not how that works. It's the most dangerous sport in the world. And it's literally, somebody's going to have to catch a charge because that's stupid. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I would agree 100%.
Elderly
abuse. Absolutely crazy.
I think it's pretty fitting that he's coming up for our guy, DJ. That is going to be our dumb shit for this week. DJ. Let's get out of here. And we'll be back next week. We're getting towards the end of the year here, boys. We'll keep on fighting this regular season for a couple more weeks, get the competition wrapped up, and we'll be on to the playoffs soon. Thanks, everybody.
Boom, boom, boom.